the question in chat is, generally, is there such a thing as a particular nutrient, quote unquote, locking up another nutrient's ability to be taken up by the plant? And yeah, the answer is yes. This happens constantly in the soil, where scientists don't use the term locked up. That's a marketing phrase. But each element has what's referred to as a solubility constant. And based upon the solubility constant, that'll give you an idea as to how likely that particular element is going to remain soluble or precipitate out of solution or bind with other elements. And that's delving into science or soil chemistry, which I'm not an expert in per se, but this happens all the time. But I wouldn't be fearful of that because it happens constantly. Elements like phosphorus will bind with other elements and precipitate out of solution, forming insoluble compounds like apatite and hydroxyapatite and these sorts of compounds in the soil that are extremely insoluble. Iron binds with dissolved oxygen in solution and forming iron oxides or various species. So this happens all the time. And the question is, or the more important question is, how would that affect turf grass? So it can affect turf grass, but if it's not affecting the turf grass, then don't worry about it. Okay. Only when it's like on the cliff, or if it's below the cliff, and that the reason it's below the cliff is because it's binding with other elements, then would I be worried about that type of scenario? Because keep in mind, it happens all the time. It's happening right now as we speak out in soils where, various elements are binding with other elements, rendering them less soluble or insoluble for plant uptake.